Well, we've come over to the other side of Snowdon now, so basically Llanberis, and we've parked, I don't know if you can see it behind me, but over there there's the Slate Museum, free entry if you want to go to Slate Museum here. Parking's about £5 a day, and I'm just coming to this side of me, which is Vivian Quarry, so do a quick spin around, see if you can see that. So that's Vivian Quarry. Now unfortunately you couldn't get in there today, the doors were closed, otherwise I had a little walk along. There's a little path that goes along there. It's actually a dive centre, so I've been down here a lot younger, but they've got a load of sort of sunken vehicles and machinery and all that from the quarry. So yeah, you can actually come diving down here. But what we're going to do is we're doing a woodland walk that starts here at Snowdon, but hopefully it's going to take in some of the historic buildings here of Dinorwick Quarry. There's an old hospital, there's that sort of thing, there's some cottages, and quite famous on Instagram, quite a few of the stuff. So hopefully we can find a bit of that. I've never done this particular walk. I've been at the top before, but never down the lower part of it. So hopefully we can find some good stuff. Now the first part of our walk is going to take through woodlands, but hopefully we're going to appear at the top of there at some point to get a view down here, but we shall see. I guess this is how they got their slate up and down. You can see the carts absolutely rammed full of slate, transported on these little carts up on the rails. And all tracks lead upwards, massively upwards. Now every good quarry has to have a good quarry hospital, because there was probably thousands of lives lost in these quarries over the years, and of course it was really important to have a hospital like this on site, because any loss of injury was a loss of income to these guys. So it was really important for them to get you fixed and on the road back working as quickly as you can, and that's why they've got the hospital here on site. You get a lovely view from the hospital here right down into the Slate Museum where we parked. We've got Llanberis Lake along here, and then just up over here is Snowdon. Tiny little peak poking behind a peak, just poking out the cloud. Slightly better view than yesterday, but from the other side. But yeah, really spectacular view. Nice when it's warm, but yeah, probably a bit miserable in winter. Every good hospital needs a good mortuary. Another nice little view as we take a breather walking through this forest, and it's another one of these sessile oak forests, which basically means that the oak trees are slightly different from the English oaks. They've got slightly straighter trunks, and there's a slight difference on where the acorn sits in its proximity to the branch. These, they actually sit on the branch rather than having stalks of the branch, but they have long stalks on the leaves. So yeah, slight genetic differences, but it looks really pretty going through here in winter without the leaves on. Just walking through, you actually get a view through to the lake. Lovely views up through the woods, really gorgeous. We've gone up through the woods and down through the woods, and it appears we've found some water source and some tree houses and nice bridges. Just walked up past that amazing waterfall. Thought we were going to be at the top, but no, it looks like there's more steps to go. But certainly worth walking up through this bit. Hopefully we'll be on the top soon, and then it'll be along the top and downhill. What I do love about this path is there's these yellow markers, and they're literally all the way down, so you can never get lost. There was white markers, blue markers, green markers. We're following the yellow route, so yeah, easy to find a way without a map. Well, we'll keep thinking we're getting near the top, but it's opened up, but it keeps going up. But I suppose the reward for that is the stunning views, isn't it, of the mountains. I think we've finally reached the top of Vivian Quarry. I can just about see it down there. Can't really see the water because we can't get close enough to the edge, but I guess if you were out far enough you would. So yeah, right at the top of that quarry. What we've got to do now is get back down, but we've still got a few things to see yet. We've got to go and see the houses and all that yet, so that'll be interesting to see, I think. This is the Anglesey Barracks. I guess this is where people used to live up here if it was barracks. Looks like a load of houses with chimneys. Let's have a look inside one, see how big they really are. Not that big. So here we have a single room, probably where the kitchen and everything was. We've got a chimney, and then we've got this room here, which is probably the bedroom and sleeping room. I wonder how many people actually lived in these as well, because I dare say it wasn't one per person. As you go on, you can see more buildings disused for the quarry, and down here the tracks that went all the way up to the top and all the way back down to the bottom, carrying the slate. What's really crazy is this was originally mudstone. About 500 million years ago it would have been mud laying at the bottom of water or ocean, and then some 400 million years ago it would have been metamorphosed, something like that, basically turned into this slate through a process. So yeah, 400 million years ago the slate was formed, and then sometime between them we found out that this stuff is really good to build with, really waterproof, and probably on the houses of millions and millions of homes all across the world, because the Welsh slate was exported from Wales by the thousands of tons. It was a huge industry for here for many, many years, made some very, very rich men over time. Glad they got the path here, because that's what we've got to go down, all the way down there. A lot of steps. So you could come up this way if you wanted to, but there's a lot of steps to come up to. So there is Abondoned Castle. beautiful spot on the hill. You can see why they chose there to build it, because it's up high. You get good views over the lake in that direction, and then good views over that lake in that direction. Nice strategic location. I don't know about you, but I always find it harder going down than going up, which sounds really bizarre, because it's technically less strenuous in terms of you don't get out of breath. It's hard work going up, but I always find on my body, on my knees, everywhere else, it's harder. Is that just me? Am I just getting old? Let me know in the comments what do you prefer? Do you prefer going up a hill or down a hill? I'd like to know, is it just me or is it everyone else too? Well, the wind's definitely picked up down here, but if you're interested, that's the way up. If you want to take the horrific way, it's actually just here on the road to where they got to Norwich Power Station, and then over this way is where the bridge where we actually drove across into the car park. But I think for me it's time for a hot coffee. You know me, I like my coffee. If you want to buy me a coffee, by the way, click in the link in the description. You can buy me a coffee, because I love my coffee. And yeah, head somewhere warm for sure.
I was just here maybe 2 hours ago. How did I get here again? My 9 to 5 hours are draining all my energy. How